And welcome back to episode 9 of the SAYWATTS Podcast. It is lovely to be back. How are you today, Taylor?
Very well, how are you?
Fantastic, thank you. So basically, we often get asked, well, we don't get asked this that often, do we? But Taylor's been asked in the past, how did you guys meet? I've just started following you on Instagram. What's the sort of backstory? How long have you guys been together? Mm-hmm. Just a sort of general...
Have we ever even spoken about this?
I don't know. It's
not for a long time.
We've been together for 9 years.
But it will always be 10 years when I'm 30 and I'm 29 this year. So yeah.
Yeah, so we've been together
nearly
for
a decade.
9 years.
You deserve a medal.
You deserve a medal as well. So basically, if people, because most of the podcast listeners are going to be from Instagram.
Yes.
And we follow people on Instagram all the time.
Yeah.
And you might have only been following them for a month, 6 months, a year, or even like 5 years. It still doesn't tell you the full story of
it's nice
who
to
you're
know
following.
people's backstory, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So today we've got a few questions, which are a Mr. and Mrs. question. Questionnaire.
This was Jack's idea.
So
I'm hoping none of them are as gory as what was it, episode 3?
Basically,
It's episode 3.
This is episode 9.
No, but was it episode 3 where we had that awful question?
No. I think that was like episode 5.
Oh.
No, episode 3 was the.
If you're a SAYWATTS podcast listener, an OG, you'll know what I'm on about. That
No.
first question.
Yeah, episode 3 was the GG confessions, which I think we need to do another GG confessions.
Absolutely.
I feel like
we're ready for it.
We need to go back to that.
Yeah.
So before we go into the first questions, obviously there's quite a few rude ones, which I'm just going to skip certain ones.
Why?
Where's your favorite? How would you favorite sex position? And
we don't have sex.
All of this kind of, what room would you most likely would someone walk in having sex on you? All of these kind of things.
Nowhere interesting. Me and Jack are as vanilla as it comes. We were tired just watching.
If it works, it works. It's missionary works. It's nice and simple. We know the time
We were
limit.
watching Sex Life last night. And most people are like, oh God, this series just really turns me on. Me and Jack are fucking knackered just watching it. We're like, no thanks. I was personally team Conrad just because Brad just I said to Jack last night, Brad just wants too much sex. Couldn't give it him. Couldn't be doing that.
No comment. Right, so the first question I'm going to ask before we get into the general questions that I found online is, how did we first meet? Where are we from? Are we from the same kind of area? And what was our first impressions of each other? Did we go to school together? Did we grow up?
Well, we're
fill us in.
Yeah, so we're 6 years apart. So Jack won't want me to say this, but he did just turn 35 and I'm 29 this month. Both Pisces.
I don't like birthdays now. I think after 30, you're like,
do you know
it's
what?
going quick.
But that's a very lack
quick.
mindset to think you're not going to like or celebrate birthdays anymore because you're getting older. Because for me, life's getting better. And so you should not have that negative mindset.
Preach it. No, after 30, I thought, do you know what? This is a good age. And then it was 5 years since my 30th.
Also, you are like a fine wine.
Do you think
you're getting better and better?
Well, I appreciate that.
I think men do in general.
I feel like I'm deteriorating rapidly, but I'll take that.
No, you're so mean. Yeah, so we were 6 years different. So obviously we didn't go to school together. I never knew of Jack in my teenage years. If I did, I would have been wrapped around your ankles. That sounds bad. I don't know what I meant to say then, but I would have been stalking you. I would have been turning up at your front door. No, I'm joking. I was a really insecure young teenager, so definitely wouldn't have been. But yeah, I hadn't heard of you till in my Hot Mess days. If you don't know what Hot Mess was, it was my old fashion brand. That's what I did from the ages of 19 to 23. I had my own women's fashion brand online and on Instagram. And we basically met through Hot Mess. And
I was a customer.
Yeah. And although that brand didn't continue for reasons that's just not necessary to go into, but we can hit at some point, it just didn't work out, wasn't meant to be. It was the reason that me and Jack got brought together, because he was a customer. We used to do some unisex oversized really cool graphic t-shirts, if I do say so myself. And yeah, Jack used to buy them, used to message me and say, I'm really last minute and I've got a festival this weekend. He was a proper festival goer. I swear he was going to a festival like every weekend, unless it was just an excuse to direct message me.
Any festival
on Twitter,
in England,
actually.
Anywhere. I used to look up like random festivals and would just go to any festival.
Yeah. You loved getting dressed up and getting your outfit, didn't you?
I was so late prepared. I'd just like find one of my friends. It's like Saturday. I'd message you on Friday afternoon, like, please. It was good because it was only like 20-30 minute drive from me. I was like, please, can I come and collect like this t-shirt or whatever.
And then you'd have to go and send it around to your nan's for her to take it up.
Yeah, the issue is they were long. So the t-shirts were amazing. They're unisex. So for women, you'd wear them with like shorts and have them oversized or whatnot. Whereas for guys at the time, I loved oversized t-shirts. And there wasn't actually that many. Jeans. There wasn't really any long line or oversized t-shirts back then. It felt like it was
quite a new thing.
It was quite a new thing. Now, obviously, that they're everywhere and they sort of come in and out of fashion and whatnot. But they were always too long for me because I'm quite short. So I'd have to take it straight to my nan's and then she would turn them up. And also, I actually have shrunk them as well. I'd go and put them in boiling water and leave it there for about an hour or two. And I'd mastered it. He
was customising his own hot mess teas.
So I was a big fan, customer.
And I really liked the look of him. And when we used to repost him on the Hot Mess Instagram and stuff, I used to just think, like, I don't know, it's just something about this boy. And so obviously, like, him being from Leicester, and I hadn't heard of him before, and he was like wearing the clothes and stuff. And when we'd just passed over a t-shirt or something, because we were at the same David Lloyd gym at one point, and so I dropped a t-shirt off. He just had really nice energy and was very like on and popping,
bouncing around, bouncing around off the walls.
And so then we used to do some Hot Mess like promotion nights, especially in Nottingham. We used to like collaborate with different nightclubs and stuff, and so we started doing these nights like probably every like 4 to 6 months or something, just an excuse for a night out really. And we used to get like models wearing the clothes and stuff, and I started inviting Jack and said, do you want to bring your friends?
This was, I would say, no, that was after when I was first buying the clothes. I was in a relationship, or I don't know, I can't really remember, but you were in a relationship at the time. So when I was buying the clothes and so on, I was collecting them from your.
We were both at the ends.
At the end of a relationship, but
I think we'd actually both split up, but it was like in that limbo phase.
Yeah, if I remember, it was we didn't sort of properly meet until, or properly like go on dates until like the February, but we were probably messaging. I don't know, December, January.
It was a bit of a blur.
It was a bit of a blur, but basically, at the time when I knew of you, there wasn't any feelings of this is the girl at the time.
No,
because you were just in a relationship.
Yeah,
it was just I love what she's doing, and I was buying your clothes.
That's right.
And I think it was vice versa. We weren't actively seeking each other at the time. And then I think miraculously we both ended up single around the same couple of months, didn't we? And well, I'll tell you my story now.
I don't remember it.
So basically, for me, at the time, I was single, and in my head, I was like, right, that's it. Not getting in a relationship whatsoever.
And you gave off that energy as well.
I was like, I do not want a relationship now. I'm just going to go out and just enjoy myself, whatever.
Just going to go out and tash up with loads of birds.
I think I'd been in a relationship for whatever. So I was like, I had always been in relationships, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I thought, do you know what?
We're relationship people.
I'm not looking for anyone. But I think, but I had since started looking at your Instagram a bit more. But actually, here's a funny story. I actually followed Tay on Twitter. I remember Twitter.
Oh, God, there we go.
About a year or so before. I don't know how I come about it, but I was following on Twitter. She was very, very active on Twitter. Do you know when you can see how many tweets people have put? So Twitter was quite new. So I would say have like 3,000 tweets, and I was quite active. Taylor's was like 35,000. It was like 10 times anyone I'd ever seen. So anything that she was doing throughout the day, it was to tweet. And it just annoyed me. One day I was like, I can't hack this. I'm doing it. And I unfollowed her, blocked her for, I don't know why.
You followed me the first time.
And I just blocked her. Anyway, a few months later, I think I've seen her on Instagram or whatever. And I had seen what she was posting on Instagram, and she was seriously confident in all of these videos. She was a singer. or still is a singer, but at the time
I'm
she
not
was
a
very
singer.
active,
I
posting
yeah.
singing videos.
Yeah.
And you do it impersonations and you dressed really, really cool, like completely different to how I had seen people dress at the time. I mean, obviously other people probably dressed how they dressed, but it was very like oversized t-shirts, Jordans,
Edgy,
baggy trousers. She also had blue hair. You had blue hair. You had
a piercing here, a piercing
really
under my
odd
lip, a
piercings.
nose piercing.
Nose piercings. What was that? A chin piercing?
That was like just under my lip, and
Lip
then had a
piercing.
nose ring.
Dressed really edgy, oversized t-shirt. All of this kind of look. And
I was a cool chick.
that at my time, it was really interested in me, and she seemed so loud and confident. Now, so we ended up, I think, we were messaging
on Twitter,
just in general, and I must have followed you again. And
Thanks.
whatever happened next, we ended up agreeing to meet up, and I thought, you know what, this is going to be like the easiest, nicest, chilled date. I think we just agreed to have a couple of drinks with friends around yours, didn't we?
Yeah.
And because I thought, I don't even have to say it. This girl or this woman is just going to completely chat away and
We were
just
both living with our parents at this point.
be overpowering.
So you came to my mum and dad's.
So that was my theory. And then when I came round, drove round. And the first... you just literally she basically couldn't speak, could you?
I was the opposite to what you thought I was going to be.
Basically, completely opposite. I was just there.
I had my glasses on.
And she said, okay, like got to the door. She said, okay, should we go and get some drinks then? I said, okay, let's go pick up some drinks. And she said she'll drive. She got in the car and she sat. I always remember that literally, it's so funny. I could sit in the seat, look to my right and picture you. She had the glasses on. She pulled a seat like so close to the front
such a loser.
wheel. Barely spoke the whole way there. And I was like, oh shit, what's going on? This is going to be a tough night. I'll have to get smashed to even get a convo. And she just sat there with her hands on the wheel, like, and honestly, it was really cute. I know I'm taking the piss, but I was like, this looks absolutely the cutest thing ever. Anyway, we ended up having a few drinks and that, didn't we?
A few.
And you loosed up. It was good conversation. And
yeah. We really vibed.
And yeah, we really got on straight away.
We did.
Didn't we?
It wasn't a thing where, like, it wasn't questionable. The energy was just there.
Yeah.
Because I remember after that first night, I said to my mum, and this is not like me at all, I said to my mum, I've just got a feeling I'm going to end up with this boy. I've just got a feeling. And I actually said to her, I think I'm going to marry him.
That is crazy.
And that's
crazy.
weird. That's a very weird thing to say. Very weird thing to say. But there was just something there. Sorry. There was just something there that I just thought, I just can't see me and him like separating now.
Yeah,
not that
I felt that as well.
Like separating as in we're now together, but I just couldn't see us not
where it would go wrong. I couldn't see where it. I was like, this is just
I couldn't see us
easy.
not seeing each other from that point.
Yeah, and I know people say, oh, like sometimes you can have love at first sight and things like that. Obviously, you can have love at first sight, but it's about the energy and getting to know somebody.
Yeah.
And
it was a love at first sight situation, but not like you knew straight away, like I'm in love with this person and you were in love with me. But it was a love at first sight situation in terms of we really loved each other's company and loved each other's energy.
Yeah,
and
because
vibe.
we both were in a position before we met up that, we don't really want relationships in our own heads. I don't think we actively said that to each other.
No,
that'd be kind of
but
weird.
I had just come out of a really horrible relationship and that I'd been in for a very long time. And for me, I was just like, I just want to be free.
Free, yeah. But then what happened after that was actually... I ended up staying around your house. Like I think I went home, whatever, and then the next day you were like, "Hey, do you want to come over again?" I ended up staying over that night.
And you basically
met
never
the parents, didn't I?
And then we went bowling on another day.
And they were like, "You've got to." Their parents were so like open and friendly. Like, "You've got to. We're going skiing next week.
Come with us.
We got a holiday." I was like,
honestly, that is so my mum and dad. The thing is that my mum. This is. Not funny. My mum hated my ex-boyfriend so much that just the bare sight of another person, another human being.
I thought I was special.
You were, but just the thought of me being with anybody else, my mum was like, So straight the way they were like, yeah, we love him. Oh my God, he's amazing. I mean, they obviously did that anyway. My mum goes on about the first time she met you all the time. My mum and my dad are Jack's biggest fans. My whole family are Jack's biggest fans. But yeah, we really gelled. It was like you'd always been there, and then you just never left.
It was, I think.
And then you lived there for 2 years.
Yeah, I basically stayed around like the next couple of nights, met the family. It was just easy. It was great. And then basically, I still worked at the time at my parents' house. I had like an office there. So I would still go home every day, but literally every evening for like the next 18 months. It wasn't even like an agreed thing, like, hey, do you want to live here? It was just, I ended up just living there.
Yeah, there was very few and far nights in between that we didn't then see each other.
It just worked, and yeah, it was very easy. And then after obviously like 18 months or so, we decided to go and get our own house.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history. Got a dog, got another dog, got another dog.
Having a baby.
Different houses.
Having a baby.
And so on. And it went like that. So that is a little bit of a backstory, if anyone cares. That's how we first met. I think it was...
it's really cute, really.
It was. And there's a few things in between as well, like... I never told Tay I loved her for about 8 months.
And I told him in an argument, because he'd really pissed me off. I can't remember exactly what it was. And I went, well, I love you and
I can't remember this.
I love you and something on a text message. And I don't know whether I said, you've never said it, or you don't love me, or something like that. And he came back to me, and I was at my friend's at the time, and I remember I was sat and everything, and he put, I'm really sorry, I don't love you. Yeah, I couldn't say that. I can't say it unless I mean it. I was like, you got to imagine, right, telling somebody basically, you've never said it, you've been together for a really long time, spent every day together, and then you say it. Obviously it wasn't the right time or place to say it at all. This was in an argument, and then he comes back with, this is like, you know, the guy with all the morals. I'm really sorry, I don't love you yet. And I remember my mum picked me up the next day, and I told her about the text message, and she was like, you know how dramatic my mum can be, and she's like, I just can't believe that. She was like, I'm really sorry, and I absolutely love Jack. And this is how she said it. She said, but if he doesn't love you now after all this time, then I just don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Well, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I can't remember you saying this, but basically, in my defence, this is my defence. I'm going to defend myself.
There's no need to be defensive. No, you didn't love me, and that's fine.
I said the truth. Do you know what can you do? Any more than the truth? The truth is the truth.
Yeah.
Do you both miraculously fall in love with each other on the exact same day at the same time? I don't believe so. And anyway, my theory was, it took me like, I don't know, 6 months to ask you out and like 8 months to tell her I love her. Mm-hmm. The theory was, and maybe I was wrong, but basically...
You weren't wrong, it was perfect.
The theory was this, I'm a bit flustered now, I'm trying to defend myself, was that at the time, my belief was, if I was going to ask somebody out or tell them that I loved them, that it basically meant that I was going to go and spend the rest of my life with them. Just because with society and things like that, people would naturally assume that I don't know, when you're younger, you see someone for a couple of weeks, you go out, you tell each other you love them, and then 3 weeks later you split up. And then you go and do it again, and
I always remember you saying it. You just lose credibility.
You just lose credibility
as a person,
and then everyone else also sees you've lost credibility, and it's just a very strange thing to be. Like, how many times you've been in love, and you go, "Well, I've been in love 10 times." I just don't really genuinely think people have been in love 10 times. So my theory was, when I was going to ask Taylor out, my intention was that I was going to be with her forever. So we were just cruising along. It was going really, really well.
Cruising was the right word.
And then to say that I wanted to completely feel that. I wanted to do something special. I wanted to like do a little event and have a special night with you. So I had actually fell in love with her probably a month or two before I actually did tell you, because I thought, well, I may as well make this special. I'm only going to tell you once in my whole life. I may as well do it a little bit special.
Yeah.
So it was probably a bit of a weird way around it.
You're just a person where you really like to do things the right way, and you don't do things you won't do things out of pressure, and you don't do things because other people are doing them.
Yeah, I wouldn't
always
do
it your way
because people say this is how, everyone was coming up to me saying, well, why you not asked her out or tell her you love that?
Yeah, I remember even my auntie Jackie at one point when you were around my house one time, she went, so you two still just seeing each other then? Yeah. You not asked her out yet?
And my defence was, well, I've seen 50 of my friends tell people they love them after 3 weeks and then they're split up. So who's right or wrong here? I don't think there is a right or wrong.
And I mean, it's lasted this long.
But when I tell someone I love them, my intention is I'm going to be with them forever. Yeah. Obviously, it doesn't always work like that, but that was the theory. So it was a bit of a weird one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it was nice.
It worked.
I enjoyed the first year.
and to be fair, it did feel extremely special when it happened.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad it was that.
Glad it all worked out.
I'm glad it all worked out. So anyway, we've got a couple of questions. Let's see the first one. Let's get into this. So what would your partner say? No. What would your partner say are your worst habits? So obviously this is a Mr. and Mrs.
What you would say mine are.
Why don't we just answer it for each other? What are my worst habits? And I'll say yours.
Your worst habits are making a mess in the bathroom.
Right.
For example, like if you're even just brushing your teeth or going to the loo or anything, there'll just be shit everywhere. I don't mean actual shit.
There will be toothpaste all up the mirror, all around
and
the
just
sink.
like bits of toilet roll on the floor, and like maybe your boxers on the floor.
Yeah.
Like yesterday when I was getting in the bath, I had to stand on a pair of wet boxers to get in. I thought, why are they down there? You know what I mean?
No, I totally agree with that.
So that's one of them.
You're only allowed one. It's not.
Is it only one?
It's not multiple choice.
Is it
no,
one?
it does say habits. So you can keep going.
Another one of your worst habits. I don't really think you've got that many, to be honest.
Mine and yours. That's quite a tough one. What would you say your own habits are?
No, don't.
Because
I want to know.
Again, you're very easy to live with. I wouldn't say you have anything that really is like, that annoys me.
No, there's nothing that gives me. Some people say, "Oh, he does this and it really gives me the ick." I don't get that. Like, do you know what? I've got a good one
for you or for me.
No, you always take my toilet rolls out of my bathroom when you need them, and then I'll go to
and then
need
don't put them back,
and then I'm like, I've got no toilet roll, and I'll scream to you on the landing, like, "Where's my toilet roll?"
Yeah, that's true. That is true. What about you then? I would say for you, this isn't a big one, is that, okay, actually, yeah. Now we're getting warmed up. I would say for you is the fact that you never basically use...
Spit it out! Spit it out!
You basically never... you would never wear something twice or use a towel twice or anything like that. So basically, I'm sorting all the washing, all the drying, getting it sorted. Takes ages. And then Tay will have 3 towels, one for the floor, one for her hair, one for her body. Use them and then just chuck them on the floor or chuck them in the wash basket. And I'm like, that is... Yeah. And then you'll put a jumper on for I don't know, maybe this podcast, you put a jumper on for it. And then you just chuck it
straight in the laundry basket.
Chuck it straight in. I'm like, that's not how it works. You've got to wash it, dry it, iron it.
I am quite bad.
And I'm getting really angry now. Anyway, number 2. What 3 words would you use to describe your partner?
I
would say for you, I would say caring, loving, and empathetic.
Empathetic.
Oh, empathetic.
Yeah. Okay. For yours, I would say understanding. You're an extremely understanding person on another level. I would say you are nurturing. You're a very nurturing person. You take really good care of not just me, but everybody around you.
This is very nice.
And the third one would be loyal. You're loyal beyond words, I would say.
Well, I really appreciate those.
You're very welcome.
So the next
You're
one is...
also... joking.
Complete twat.
Yeah.
If they had to, if you had to take one thing to a desert island, what would it be?
Can I take you?
Yeah, good answer. For me, I would take. I'll take my phone.
You text me.
I could text you. I could call you. Check up the footy scores if there's Wi-Fi there. Yeah. Who would play you in a movie of your life?
In a movie of your life.
If it was a movie of my life, I would
say Bradley Cooper.
I was going to say, for me, my good couple
Leo.
of actors that I love are
Brad
Leonardo
Pitt.
DiCaprio, Brad Pitt. For you, I would say, who would you suggest?
It's your question.
Oh, for you, I would say Jennifer Lopez. Absolutely.
Woo!
Yeah, definitely. Okay. What is their guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure is just food in general for me.
Oh, are you answering it for yourself?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you answer it for yourself, and I'll answer it for me, and then we'll chuck in some.
Guilty pleasure. I don't feel guilty about it. Is that a problem? Guilty pleasure. No, I don't have any guilty pleasures. I don't feel guilty for any of them.
Is I like to, you watch a lot of like, I don't know, what is it? TV.
Reality TV.
I
don't feel guilty
Real
about
Housewives of something. And I'll turn it on with you and really enjoy it.
Yeah.
What are you most scared of?
Not living life to my true potential.
Good one.
100%. That's probably. I'm not scared of dying, but I'm scared of
not living.
Getting to the point and not living up to my true potential. But that doesn't mean in a way where I feel like every day I have to be a workhorse, because I'm a big believer in working smart over working hard.
And enjoying
day-to-day life a lot. But I know what I'm capable of in my own head, and if I didn't match up with that, then I would be disappointed, because you only get one life.
I would say I'm most scared of dying.
Yes,
I'm also scared of flying and heights. Absolutely, I hate getting onto flights.
Yeah,
flying.
You're not that bad though.
I'm not like sitting there.
He has to have a couple of tipples.
Usually, I have a couple of drinks. It doesn't work. I've tried having no drinks now, and I'm actually better.
Yeah, sometimes it makes you a little bit anxious.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'll have a couple of drinks, because if you're slightly tipsy, you don't care about dying. No. Yeah, when you're drunk, you're drunk. But it didn't really work, so I've not been drinking.
No.
And it's slightly better. So if anyone's got any tips. What are you most likely to argue about?
The mess of the house.
Yeah, 100%. Tay is very... Is it OCD?
Yeah.
Is that the word?
Mm-hmm.
OCD about the house being clean, and
I'm very environment conscious.
Her whole day can be like made or break by how tidy the kitchen is. So like I said, if I get up, get the kitchen tidied early, walk the dogs as well, then you're like absolutely sweet for the day.
Yeah.
If you compared yourself to any celebrity couple, who would it be? I know your favourite couple is the Biebers.
Yeah.
The Believers.
Yeah.
You absolutely love
I don't
Hailey.
think we can be compared to them though, because what have me and Hailey Bieber got in common? I'm an absolute stump and she's a supermodel.
I think it's who would you wish you were like, maybe?
Okay,
who would you compare yourself?
if we had to be a couple, I mean, I'd be like Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah.
Minus Becky with the good hair situation. But
the what?
Becky with the good hair.
What's that?
You know, when she brought out the lemonade.
Oh, okay,
because she had an affair, and it was Becky with the good hair. We don't know who Becky is.
Yes.
Yeah, because I just think, wow, they live such a powerful life. Like, what does she wipe her ass with every day?
What is the romantic thing that they have done for you?
Mine would be when you asked me out.
Yeah, I would say the romance was heavy in the earlier years.
And now it's dead.
And now it's dead, isn't it? I would say...
You've got very complacent with me.
Yeah, I have. I need to up that a little bit.
Yeah.
Quite a lot, to be honest. I'll be honest with that.
Jack really whisked me off my feet.
The first year, 18 months, it was like a movie, wasn't
it?
It was like a movie. And now crap.
And now I have
to get comfortable.
And now I have to ask for a cup of tea.
I would say Are most relationships like that? Do you start off strong in the romance
Yeah, but
side?
I think you have to. You do.
I
have
feel
to,
like you have to keep at it.
You do.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say I'm quite a romantic person every day.
So what would you say is the most romantic thing that you have done for me?
It's a hard one because you see romance as like what the man does, don't you? But I'd say I'm generally quite a romantic person. Like if you're away for the night or whatever and we're apart, and even if it's only been one day, like I'll send you a really nice long text message and tell you how much I love you. Like even sometimes when I'm going to like the toilet before we're going to sleep, I'll say, I just want to say, Jack, and then I'll list a load of things that I really love about you. And I say I'd do that at least like 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah, to be fair,
I'll constantly compliment you, won't I?
I think we were thinking of like one massive thing, like, booked a hotel and had rose petals or something like that. No, but I think in general, we are quite nice.
We're very, very loving people.
So
I don't think it's necessarily like
one
big
massive
things,
thing.
But it's more like every day you will say things that you love about me, and I'll say things that I love about you. And we're good at speaking out what's in our mind.
Yes, 100%. Mm-hmm. Who is the funniest?
Me.
I would say you as well.
100%.
I can be...
Funny is my middle name.
Yeah, I would say you, yeah.
You are really funny.
There's no point arguing with that, I would say you.
You are really funny though.
Who is the most attractive?
You.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I would say you.
No,
I would say you.
Right now, you are peaking, and you know it.
I've got to say you because I'm on camera. No, I'm only joking.
No, right
I would
now,
say you.
Jackson is peak right now, and I'm at the bottom of my peak.
No,
but I'm coming back up. Once I've had this baby out, I'm coming back up.
No, I would say you. Basically, I've said this in the past in another podcast. Actually, people have actually come up and said, "Oh, you got such beautiful eyes."
Well, you're making me blush.
A really nice thing to say, and I completely agree with them.
People be looking at me now like, I don't see it.
No, I would say you, yeah. Who is the best dancer?
Me.
Taya's told me that she was like an elite level younger dancer, and I've never seen Tay dance. And
I mean, you say you've never seen me dance. We've been out a million times, and I'm always dancing.
Yeah,
I'm the first person on the dance floor as soon as I've had a drink, and I literally think I'm Rihanna.
You dance, but I've never.
What you're expecting is some kind of tap fucking showcase.
Well, I've never looked at her, like you over the dance floor and gone, bloody hell, she's dancing.
Well, what? Yeah, but what do
amazing.
you see as dancing? Like me doing the worm or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I think I'm really sexy when I go out. And then I look in the morning at videos and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so cringe.
If I picture you dancing now in my head, and it just looks like drunk, messy dancing. That's what's in my head.
Right.
Like, I can't think.
No, to be fair, that is what it looks like in the morning. But at the time, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I'm just killing it. Shakira.
I can't say because I'm the worst. Like, to get me up on a dance floor.
No, do you know what Jack's move is?
Well, no one can, no one can hear that. It's basically a fist pump, sort of skip around, and
Oh no, actually, does this one move called the lawnmower when he gets seriously really drunk?
I've not done that for like 10 years.
It's a bad one.
I would say that to even get me on the dance floor, I've got to be absolutely wasted.
Like mind-blowingly wasted.
I feel like if I get on the dance floor early, like let's say if I walk in and I walk past the dance floor and have a little dance, I've then broken the seal. Whereas there's times when like I've been near the bar and everyone's dancing, they're like, come on, dance. And Jerry, when I've like...
Bit of pressure you don't like.
Oh no, I will in a minute. Then everyone's like looking and waiting for you. And I can't go up at that point. And then I'm like, shit, why am I so... I missed the boat. Why can't I dance? And my legs are like trying to tap. And I'm like, oh no, I'm just doing
I have to say, you've got absolutely zero rhythm.
And I literally would just sit down and then try and drink more to get up on the dance floor. But... I'd say as I've got older, I'm more loose with that.
You are. Yeah, when we first got together, there'd be no chance. Do you know where you're better and where you thrive? Family dues.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Family dues.
Like when like, you know, my mum doesn't drink. My dad will have a few drinks. Your mum and dad will drink. Like, you know, when we're all together in Finn and obviously India, you are 100% like
in
on
my
the dance
comfort
floor,
zone.
In your comfort.
I'll
but
be doing
like
the karaoke.
in a nightclub environment or a bar, it's not really your bag.
No. That is so. Do you know what? That is true.
Yeah,
In a
because
family,
you will literally be like, ooh.
Yeah, I'm
when we're with the family.
completely comfortable. I'll be doing the karaoke. I'll be dancing.
You'd be hogging the karaoke.
Yeah. Whereas if it's in like a public environment, I'll just go well within myself.
Yeah.
You're not getting that unless I'm hammered.
That's a Pisces thing.
Right. So next question: How many times did they take their driving test?
Did you do yours 3?
I passed. Well, I did not. I passed on my 4th time.
4th?
Yes.
I didn't know it took you 4 times.
Failed 3 times, and then I lost my license 6 months later.
I didn't know you were going to say that.
And basically I was speeding. I was
Speedy Gonzalo.
Yeah. So basically, I had so many lessons. I had like 50 lessons to try and pass first time. I was like, all of my friends had passed, failed, cried about it, did it again.
Why were you failing?
Because basically I'd built it up so much under pressure.
Anxiety. Yeah, we're not good.
I'm so bad.
Yeah,
like
same.
worst.
I'm like got brain fog.
Yeah,
and I can't actually see anything.
Pressure. I'm so bad under pressure.
I'm not a normal human being.
As soon as I got into the test, I was doing everything wrong. I was rushing. Like if it was an amber light, and just stop. I was just revving through it.
Yeah,
and that kind
just
of thing.
Nervousness.
And they were like, "You just," or if there was a
erratic
car pulling out, I'd just go. And they're like, "You're just dangerous," and I was. So basically, anyway, I passed my test. And then I was basically having the worst day of my life. I'd driven up to like Bolton and whatever. On the way back, my dad was ringing me like, "You took like 9 hours to get to Bolton and back." So because I was like delivering driver at the time for him. And then ended up just speeding, like doing 50 and a 30. And someone flashed me and I ignored it. And I got around the corner and there was a camera. And they basically said, you get 6 points, so you have to retake your test. You don't even get a band. You have to retake it. So I was obviously distraught. But I actually passed that first time.
Well, you just had a lot of practice, didn't you?
Yeah. 5 tests, 2 passes. And you?
Wow. Took me 5 times. Passed on my 5th test.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Mine was just never speeding, hesitation, anxiousness, just not really aware at all. And on my 3rd, I think it was my 3rd test, my driving instructor actually made me get out of the car and swap seats and drove me back to the test centre because he told me to go right at the roundabout.
Oh my God, I
remember
this.
And it was a roundabout that we hadn't been to before. I hadn't been to before, or that really confused me. And he said, go right at the roundabout. And I went right at the roundabout. So...
As into oncoming traffic.
Yes, I went the wrong way around the roundabout and it absolutely fucked me because after that, I think I had maybe a year off where I didn't do any of my tests again.
Yeah, because I was like, you passed at 19. You didn't pass at 17.
No. I had a year off at that point because I was I just can't, I'm never going to be able to drive. That really traumatized me.
Yeah, I mean, going right at a roundabout, I mean, it makes sense.
You go right at the roundabout. And I was so nervous.
And he's in charge, he tells you to go right.
If anybody is like from this area, it was the Barwell roundabout. Like, as you're going to go to like Barwell on the left or like Elmsthorpe on the right, it was, yeah.
It
was a big roundabout, busy roundabout.
Good job. Well, I was going to say good job no one was coming. Did you just turn right knowing
it was very quiet?
It was quiet.
Yeah.
It could have been a shortcut he was trying to tell you. Anyway. Okay, so the last question for today. Hopefully this has given a little bit of an insight into...
About us.
Ourselves and a relationship. So the question is, if your partner could be famous for anything, what would it be?
I would be a pop star.
Pop star.
I wouldn't want to do that now. If someone said to me, we can make you a pop star now, I would not choose that life. But, if I was going to be famous for something, it would be for being a pop star.
Music.
Yeah.
For me, I would say in the past growing up, I would say I would have loved to.
We were supposed to have been doing each other's, weren't we?
Oh, maybe we've got this whole thing wrong.
I think we've done a mix, to be honest.
Let's do a mix. Okay.
I know what yours would be. You'd be a footballer.
Yeah. I think a lot of guys have the same thing. Follow football, love football. But now, obviously, I'd be at retirement age for football. So I would say...
Would you go into management?
No, if I was,
really
if I
good
was
manager,
famous
though.
now, I would say... For you, I would say...
Maybe you'd be a musician.
Yeah, yes.
Because you really love playing the piano or the guitar.
I'd love to be a musician. Is there any better feeling
Going on
than
stage.
people dancing and you're the one creating the music?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a better... Do you know what? I'd rather be a musician than a footballer.
Yeah, I see that.
I'd love that. I wish
Maybe we should start our own band.
Maybe there's time. Maybe there's still time.
Maybe we can go on X Factor and we can go, hello, my name's Taylor and this is Jack.
Together we are Taylor and Jack.
Jack.
Yeah, do you know what? This isn't like an over 40s category. We can ride it out till then.
Oi.
And
Do you
then...
know what? That's actually really upsetting that I'd be in the over 25s.
Yeah. Is that... was that the old category?
Yeah.
That's really
And you used
young.
to be like, oh,
They're
that
old.
category's
The
rubbish.
anyone at that...
Boring.
Yeah. That's really scary. I would say as well, if you could be famous for something, it would be to do with a charity. Like a dog charity.
Yeah.
If you really like created a dog charity
Yeah.
that went around the world.
Yeah. We will do something like that one day.
Yes, we've got plenty of time for that. Plenty of time to be a musician. So you might
Dream
see
big.
us
Dream, believe,
big
achieve.
and dream long.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We hope you've enjoyed
Hope
this
you've enjoyed
episode
that.
9. And we've done 2 this week. We're really proud of ourselves. Well
we're
done.
smashing it.
Well done,
Yeah,
partner.
congratulations.
We're back.
We're back. We're on track.
Yeah. And in a couple of days, we're going to film episode 10. So
we're going to film episode 10 and also we're going to do the GG Confessions.
dilemmas.
Dilemmas and confessions. We're going to do those again because we've had a lot of requests for those.
Okay, I'm going to get a question box on Instagram
Let's do
tomorrow. Okay.
Love you all. Have a great
Bye.
day. Bye.